good. We're good.
Sibilance.
Unscripted.
My ninjas.
Yeah.
Watch SmackDown tonight. Finally, I haven't watched
Yeah?
wrestling at all
Was
this
it-
week. Up until
Was it
tonight.
delicious?
Dave, you would have loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a DQ victory.
For
Know how much I love
For,
those.
Nia.
Hey, on SmackDown, that's fine though. That's where they should happen.
it served its
kind of
purpose.
what
They're
I'm
protecting
making
Jade and Nia's winning.
Yeah.
Which it was obvious once Bianca did the whole whether my knee is 100% next week or not. So I'm gonna go through it, and then I was like, okay, Nia's gonna win, and that's gonna be the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then Nia won. Tiffany and Bianca had a fucking great match, by the way. Like
That was
that
fantastic.
was a really good match. Tiffany Stratton's just too good. She's too good.
But the Jade and
In AEW's hometown, by the way.
Nia match was because Nia's daughter was in the audience, and Nia yelled at her, "Your mom sucks."
Yeah, to
and then
Jade.
so that's kind of the reason for Jade hitting her bang with the steel chair to get her DQ'd.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really pick up on when I was watching it, but actually it's funny, it made me laugh. And then
So-
Nia headbutted her and made her
Busted her
bleed.
open, yeah.
Actually,
It was
at the
fucking
end.
great, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was awesome.
Nia
Nia
was
fucking
looking-
hurts
Dude,
everybody. You don't just
They did the match how they
What?
should have, like, the post match, I should say. That's how the match should be. Like when they actually have a full,
Yes.
just do it that way. And Jade actually looked
I
good.
think
She looked good.
I think Nia's been letting up on people. Like one of her last
Good.
finishing maneuvers, it wasn't. She took it really easy on. I think it was Natalia or somebody else. I can't remember who it was that she beat. Who was it?
No, I was gonna say I've noticed her like doing wrestling moves. She's
She-
being more careful, but like
She
strikes,
is.
she's still
I
kind
mean-
of, she's still kind of like fucking bad.
But again, like,
But that's fine.
And
are
headbutts,
you gonna
apparently.
tell people to let up? Like, what happened when Becky did that faux pas? Hit on Liv.
Yeah.
everybody bitched about it. Like, dude, go in snug or
And also, people are confusing like her botching with. I hate her botching. It makes me insane. But like the stiffness, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I
about.
don't care either.
I don't
never
care
cared
about that.
I love it.
I'm not mad about it. I mean,
all right.
you would argue it's
I
far
put
along
more
some of the
pressure. I was
best
like, if you're
wrestling
gonna
for the women
fucking,
in
if you're gonna
years.
stand out because you're stiff, like don't be botchy McGotchy like on
Yeah.
top of it. Like that's
Yeah.
the problem I
Let's
have
just
with
be
her.
stiff.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
she'll
because
fuck
then
up a
it
spot, and I'm like, God, like, well, don't do that.
because then
Like,
you would think her
you-
stiffing is botching too because she's
exactly,
Yes.
yeah, like she doesn't know
Yeah,
what
and
she's
that's-
doing in
and that-
general,
and that's not the
yeah.
case.
No,
and,
it's
and
not.
again, that's a legitimate criticism to have of Nia is to stop the
botch.
botchamania on your end. But like to your point, Becky getting her nose broke was the best thing that ever happened to Becky. That just
Of
launched
course.
her career. Thanks, Nia. You're
Yep.
welcome.
Oh, dude,
Like, you're
I'm
welcome.
loving this run of
Welcome,
Nia.
Bex.
This Nia run is
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you're a good wrestler and
Mhm.
you're a face and you don't know what to
Mhm.
do with a Nia or a Vader or someone like that, then you don't know what you're doing in general. Like people
Right.
that embrace Vader and was like, okay, now I mean, if you're prelim, you should
Sting.
be scared for your life. But I mean, like, if
Right.
if you're like Sting or all the Flair even and all those people that like saw Vader, they're like, okay, I can do this. Like
oh yeah,
they understood what Vader could do for them, and he looked violent doing it.
exactly.
If you don't know how to get that out of Nia, you're just not a good face. I hate to say it.
and
like
honestly,
if you're
Jade,
angry with Nia, like if you guys have a killer match and you go back and your lips bleeding and you start complaining, you're a piece of shit. Like you should just be like, hey, thanks. Like, that was awesome. Like I want people to think it's real.
It-
I want people to think you're stiff. Like that's
they both
great,
did a great
'cause then
job.
they're in peril,
They
then when
both,
Nia gets him
right.
down, you think that bitch, like you're in it, and that's the fucking beauty of it, of wrestling. You should know what to do.
well, that's and
Right.
Jade did great actually. She actually did great, like her emotions and everything, and trying to go after Nia. She made it feel real. Like they both made it feel real. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was a really
It's
good
fun.
post like brawl
And
that they did.
yeah, you couldn't have Bianca and Jade touch
No.
each other
No,
this
no.
soon. And then another qualifier tonight, which was absolutely insane to me, and I was like, "Whoa!" Is Tama Tonga
Oh, yeah.
beat LA Knight
Beat LA
clean?
Knight. No, well, it was
mean,
not clean.
Hmm.
Clean is an interference and distracted from Solo from the outside, but it wasn't a schmoz. It was like he just kind of went back
That's
in the
fine.
ring and got
Dude, their roster
Tama
is so
Tonga and
stacked
saw the
right now.
lights.
Yeah, it
is
tells
so
me
sad.
for King of
Dang.
the Ring they're going to have a more important match for LA Knight probably.
Well, I think
And
he's
the
gonna
loss obviously doesn't hurt LA Knight. People
He-
are still gonna
he's gonna get the U.S.
You know,
title off
right.
Logan at SummerSlam because they already had their little interaction backstage.
It's
tonight?
probably gonna happen.
That's
yeah,
probably
I mean,
what's gonna happen for him.
that's what I mean. I see U.S. title, obviously not world title, but gold is. Like I said, if it doesn't happen in 6 months, I've got to wonder what's happening. It's due. But you don't need King of the Ring and a U.S. title. Like you can save that for somebody else. So,
yeah,
They changed the
But yeah,
stipulation
'cause LA Knight's
for the
pretty much established.
belt versus belt, Logan and Cody to just for the world title. By the way, tonight
so
too.
you obviously
The old
know who's
switcheroo.
winning.
yeah,
Well, that's
The old switcheroo.
all switcheroo.
I mean, you're not going to.
I know that like when you're watching a tournament, like but I like it that it's not a one night tournament, but I'm looking forward to the finals and shit at the Saudi show coming up. It's a Saudi, right?
Yeah, it's in Saudi.
Yeah.
King and the Queen.
Yeah.
I
Riyadh?
like tournaments. I kind of wish they'd have
I do too.
I wish they just had a whole night where it was like the men's and the women's tournament matches and that's it. I know I'm in the total minority on that one because like they can get boring.
Well,
I just like wrestling, so I would just watch a wrestling
I would
show.
no,
like,
I would
all
love
night
that.
long.
Yeah.
Or at least have more
Yeah.
of the tournament.
I mean,
at
you'll
the
have to have a
pay-per-view,
couple
you know?
matches in there to space it out, right? Because you don't want people wrestling
Right.
back to back too
That
much.
should
And
be
I
the
get it, like
focus, but-
it sounds good on paper, but then when you see someone do their entrance 3 times in one night, you're like, okay, that's enough of that.
That gets
Like,
a little weird.
so I understand. I get it.
I think that Cody. Well, I know Cody and Logan are gonna be. It's gonna be a fantastic match. I'm really excited to see it. So,
oh yeah,
again,
it's gonna be great.
we all know who's winning, but it's all about the work in there and the
I don't know,
entertainment.
man. Might
Like,
be Logan.
no world title change in Saudi. Has there been a world title change in Saudi? Am I crazy?
There will be this time because
Uh,
Logan's going.
I want to say like a
Yeah.
Goldberg maybe or no.
Well, I don't think Goldberg.
yeah,
didn't Goldberg beat the-
It was
the Fiend?
Goldberg.
He
Right?
beat the Fiend.
Okay.
He beat the Fiend
Yeah,
for the Universal
that
title. He
fucking
did.
piece
Yeah.
of shit.
So
man.
weird.
Uh,
Yeah, it's so dumb.
almost
Such great history. And they were
Yeah.
saying the rumors that either a Rumble or Mania is going to Saudi Arabia, and there is no fucking way Saudi Arabia will have a WrestleMania. So
It'll be a Rumble.
It's
It'll
gonna be a
maybe
Rumble.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
maybe
wait.
a Rumble.
What did they announce?
That
They
a
said
Rumble
that-
or a Mania will go to Saudi.
Oh, they
Saudi
just
wants to
announced that
expand their partnership, and they want a Mania or a Rumble for 25 or
today? Well,
26.
definitely not. Mania.
You'll get.
I mean,
They already have their own Rumble. Don't
From
they
the
have
same
biggest-
people that wanted Warrior, Giant, and Hogan back, and Chris Benoit to fight Savage.
I feel like they should do SummerSlam. SummerSlam would be
Dino
cool
Bravo.
for them to do over there, and like have one of their crazy ass looking arenas and shit, or
Yeah.
stadiums. That'd be kind of
When it's 130 degrees, feel the heat.
when it's 130 degrees.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking. I'm
These
looking
men
forward
and
to that pay per view, and I think there's going to be a lot of good things coming. But
Allah, praise
one
Allah.
thing we haven't touched on, we talked about it all this
Triple H.
week, is and even my wife asked me about it. I know we're doing a lot of speculation, but we had a little bit of issue on Instagram this week. Not us, but Tiffy Time posted the wrong thing
She's
apparently on.
fine.
I know she's
Yeah.
fine.
And
But
yeah,
we should
they
talk
actually
about
did
it.
say they all said that she's completely
Yeah, she's not gonna be
fine and
punished,
respected
thank
in the
God.
back. There was no heat at all from her, so that's good.
Right.
Probably
I mean,
literally
but
just
to
shared
give
something really right. Wasn't it a reel or something that she shared? A reel or
Just
Yeah,
to
she
give
just
you
reposted something.
the story?
Yeah.
Just to give people perspective, she reposted something. I assume, in a way, she posted it without hearing the audio, which is
Exactly.
very common. And then as soon as she heard the audio of someone dubbed over and had a racial slur towards
So,
Jade
whoops.
Cargill, as Tiff was whipping her into the corner, as soon as Tiff saw that, she immediately pulled it. And I think you guys posted PWI said there's no beef at all. It was like you or Craig, I can't remember who was it, but they said there's no
Yeah,
beef at
there's
all.
no-
Tiff
Yeah,
is
that's
fine.
it.
She's not being pulled from Queen of the Ring at all. I'm sure she immediately pulled it. Probably told all the brass in the back what happened. Got ahead of it and said, "I just posted it without hearing the audio." As soon as I heard the audio, I pulled it down. I'm hoping, right? I'm
She
hoping
loses
that-
on
mean, it
Monday
was
to Tamina.
It wasn't bad.
Right? She loses to Tamina. No.
Oh my
Oh,
god, that's
come
even
on,
worse.
she's-
Well, actually, she lost to Bianca clean
No,
today.
she's not Simone. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it was good.
Was
good
that a
match.
tournament
That was
match
a great
or no?
match.
It was-
Yeah,
yeah, it was a really
was.
good match.
It was great though. And Bianca's nursing a knee injury and
I think that's Tiffany's
storyline or whatever. So
first singles loss, I think.
First
on
loss?
the main roster. Yeah.
Wait,
she
so
did great.
okay,
That
Yeah.
was a fantastic match.
but she's
so
the best.
Jade advanced, right? They were both tournament matches.
No, Jade did not advance.
No,
She got
Jade
DQ'd.
lost. So Jade was going to have to fight
Oh, she
Bianca
got
next
DQ'd.
week in
Okay,
the
okay.
SmackDown
I know, I was
semis.
gonna
I
say-
like the way they're teasing it, and it didn't
Yeah.
happen. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
A lot of
No.
big-
Yeah,
a
you'll
lot
get
of big
it at
meaty
Mania
women's
next year.
spot of meat,
My
man.
estimation.
I like it.
You'll get those two at Mania next year, and by then, if Jade is learning the way we think she is and learning the business a little bit more, that match will be a fucking banger, dude.
Well, they're being smart.
Yeah.
with
It's
keeping
going to
their
be
promo short.
Randy
Vegas.
Orton and Tama in the other SmackDown semifinal next week too.
Yeah,
That'd
That-
be
that
interesting.
should be actually
I wonder
really
if
good.
they're
I think it'll be good.
got him.
I mean, they
Yeah,
already have
so
the
just-
survive. It's like they just have to, they already have Survivor Series booked
Yeah.
basically.
Basically, yep.
right.
That's probably
Okay,
what
so
Roman
who's
will
it?
show back
Bloodline
up
versus
on.
what?
Bloodline,
Oh, Bloodline versus
Civil War.
Bloodline?
Yeah, Bloodline Civil War. Yeah, it's already basically booked itself.
Well, Solo right now, he's doing the whole like, I guess that's what we got to find out now. How he's telling Paul, he's like, "Oh, you haven't talked to the tribal chief since you lost the title," and Paul's like, "No." He's like, "I have. I talk to him every day." And he's on, "I'm in charge while he's gone, and you have to listen to me." So
I don't see. Here's what I think is going to happen, and I get so many different things going to happen, which is so beautiful about this whole thing.
Right.
I think Solo's lying.
He hasn't been. He's lying.
Yeah, exactly.
Or because he hasn't said Roman's name. He said he was in touch with the tribal chief, right?
Yeah, mhm.
Well, everybody knows the tribal chief's The Rock,
The
and so
Rock.
like he's
that.
The
Yep.
Rock is telling him like to
Yep.
take it apart. So it's going to be. This will eventually lead to Rock versus Roman.
Which is, I wonder when they're gonna do that because now the talk is Cody
Mania.
versus Rock next year. Well, it's Cody versus Rock next year now.
I
I
think
don't
it's going to
know.
be Cody. I think it's going to be Cody and The Rock at SummerSlam.
That's what I thought.
you guys
but now
agree
that's
with
what
what-
they're saying the
what's-
talk is now? Cody and Rock next
Do
year.
you guys agree with some socials saying that Tonga should be the head of the new bloodline instead of?
No, that's dumb.
It's a little
Everybody's
too
like-
early. No one who knows
I
the
mean,
fuck that guy is.
I was
Like,
I was
I
kind of
think
thinking
so-
like,
I think
was
Solo
like,
has
I
done-
was like based on what?
Solo's doing
right?
good, I think.
Well, based on everything he did in the Indies, and he's excellent. He's really good.
Tom's a good
but,
talker.
I
uh,
understand
Solo's
that.
been- Solo's been doing
no,
really
anyone that
good.
knows New
Like,
Japan, they like Thomas.
Tom
Been
is good.
fantastic,
Yeah.
but
he
like
could
yeah.
be, because he was one
No.
of the main guys of the Bullet Club. He could be, but I mean, like as far as like, nah, I mean, when you got Rock and Roman there, like you got it. It's got to be.
Plus, Solo is doing an
no,
excellent
but the
job.
worry was that
Solo is doing a great job.
the worry was Solo is not strong enough, charismatic, and he's got a new haircut tonight. And he's dressing more like leader and red jacket
Yeah.
kind of
I
thing.
don't
So
even
he's kind
know.
of
I don't
changing
even
his
think
image
that
around.
like he's not charismatic. I think Solo's doing great.
No, yeah,
like
he's
I
really
really
good.
do.
He
I
is.
think that he's quieter and like he's just, and we know his character way more than we know the other two. And so
Right.
but the other two, it's going to be flushed out as they get on. So I'm not saying that the other two won't finally shine. They will, of course they will. But right now it's Solo's time, and this is why they were so reserved with him, because everybody was like critiquing, like, what the fuck, like, he beat John Cena, but then like he didn't do anything
Then he
after
lost
that, and then
every
he
match
lost
after
a bunch
that.
of times, yeah. But then now they're building him back up. That's why they reserved him. That's why he didn't have a match at Mania. That's why
Can I just say that I hate the Samoan spike? I don't like it.
I know
It's
I
every
know. A lot of
match.
it's very polarizing. A lot of people don't like it. See, I loved it
It's
when Umaga
believable.
did it. I thought it was great.
I think it's pretty.
It's all
good
about
with
how you
Solo.
bump to it. It's like the stunner.
Yeah.
You got to bump right.
I like Solo. I like
Yeah,
Solo's
that's fair.
Simone Spike. I think he does pretty good.
I mean, if you do it sparingly, but it's so every.
Being a Tiffany Stratton over here
But
right now.
it's
I'm
fine.
just kidding.
It's fine.
And it's every week you're
you
watching
took-
him tape it every week.
You
He's like,
tape your the
Big
big
thumb.
massive Samoan thumb and
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
Well, see,
you're
and
done.
I like
You're
that. He's,
done.
like, so when he's wearing the suit and he's wearing like a black glove over that hand, I like it.
Yeah.
Like a little
Yeah.
leather glove.
oh, nice.
You know, a little.
So
MJ.
if we get a Survivor Series, like you said, would Jay come back over to help Roman?
Yes, both Usos are
Yeah.
going to
Yeah,
get back
it would have
together,
to be.
and then they're going to bring
and then go to
the
help.
fourth
And then
member
it'll be Rock, and then who's the
and the
fourth?
the fourth member will be because I don't know if they're going to use Roman for Survivor Series, and
I
'cause
bet
I think
he'll
that would be
make
the
his-
best thing to do.
I think he'll
Yeah,
make his
like,
return there, like at
yeah.
the end or something.
Because like I'm thinking like if he's on the team, if he's on the new team, it's going to be him, the Usos, and I feel Sammy will come back. And that'll make people go fucking nuts.
Oh,
like,
dude.
because now they're faces, and like
so fun.
they were the original, well, besides Solo, like they were the original like
Yeah.
members.
Mhm.
And so like I think that is what they're going to go for, and it's going to be those four against the four new bloodline, and they can arrange it any way. If The Rock doesn't participate, it doesn't matter. It could be Solo,
Well-
the other two, and then the third one, Fatu. No, who's
Yeah,
the other one
Jacob
that hasn't come
Fatu.
in yet?
There's
Jacob
still
Fatu
Jacob
will come
Fatu,
in.
and then
Yeah.
there's still Umaga's son, who's not even there yet.
Yeah, so I think they'll get a fourth
goddamn
member by November, and then if they want to, spend one of the 4 times a year that Roman wrestles, they'll have him at Survivor Series.
All
and,
I want to know
but
is
then it'll
whose side-
develop
whose
the
side is-
storyline. Yeah, it'll develop the storyline more.
Bloodline Wolfpack.
All I want to know is who is Nia going to help when she does a run in at Survivor Series? Who's she going to help?
Wait,
Gotta
I'm
help
sorry.
One team. Nia's got to help one of them.
Well, Rock did buy
probably-
her house, so
She's
Probably
Rock,
botched,
Rock,
I don't
the
know.
Rock Coven, right? Yeah.
I'd rather have
Trip,
her.
like,
As long
trip
as it's
down,
not Tamina,
like
that's,
Titus
you know.
did and fall into the ring.
It's one of the best things ever. I can watch that over and over. Watching him go all the
He
way
could
into
have
the
killed
ring
himself.
Like
He could have hit his head right on the fucking toolbox.
could've
He could've
paralyzed
done
Could
something.
have,
himself.
dude. He could have. Yeah, he could have decapitated himself.
There's a lot of
Jeez.
bad shit on that
And
ring.
Corey Graves is
like,
like,
that wouldn't
oh
move.
my
yeah.
god!
So
Like, look at his head just rolled out. Well, we are in
But
Saudi.
imagine like his body's just like limp. It's like it does not move at all. Like in the
He
He
hit
seems
a-
like body
he's
twitching.
just
The nose
frozen
and
and like.
just twitching, just fucking
stuck
twitching.
like that. Oh shit!
That's awful.
He's on the gurney.
Oh my god!
We're going to
He's
a
not
special
giving a
place.
thumbs up.
No.
Moves
It reminds me of the scene from Breaking Bad where, the wife was sleeping with that guy, and then he hired the two thugs. Walter White hired the two thugs to go and scare him. And he got so scared, they stood in the middle of the living room, and he was panicking, running all around him, and they weren't trying to hurt him or do anything. And then he fell and jammed his head up against the
Killed himself.
thing, and it
Yeah.
completely paralyzed him. Yeah. Broke his neck.
Oops.
Yeah, that shit was fucking funny.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Yeah, good thing that didn't happen to Titus though. Sorry, I visiting Raw RVD, a little bit too much lately. I kind of zoned out for a minute there.
You all right?
I was staring at the audio track just recording. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's no sound waves there. We got
So should we do like impromptu predictions? Like who's gonna win, King and Queen of the Ring? Who's your winners and dark
No.
horses in this?
I really don't know. Like, I was looking at the lineup.
It's hard to say, right?
I don't know who's left on the Raw side. I'm locked in on the SmackDown side, but I don't know who.
I need to bring that shit up
Who's
because
left
I
on the Raw side?
I know on SmackDown side too. I said I haven't been watching Raw, so
The men left on the SmackDown is Orton and Tama. Women are Nia and Bianca, and I don't know. They
I
still
gotta
have
say,
to have the quarterfinals
I
for
hate
Raw,
the
or
way-
maybe they're semi.
I get it. I know why we're doing a King and Queen of the Ring, but I just hate it when they're cutting promos at King and Queen of the Ring. Like it just
Yeah.
does not roll off
Yeah.
the tongue nicely at all.
I actually thought the way because tonight on SmackDown they had the crowns, the King and the Queen crowns on the entryway.
Yeah, they were on Raw too.
That Queen crown would look fucking amazing on Tiff Stratton.
Oh God!
and
it
I
would.
was like,
It
and maybe
would.
she doesn't need it.
She was perfect
but that'd
for
be
it.
perfect.
Well, you know what
and
though?
she lost.
Maybe she does. Like, and I mean, don't mean that as in like she's not doing well now. I'm thinking, like, listen, you got Triple H now being in charge of creative and kind of giving the talent a little bit more of their voice or whatever, and you got a lot of people that actually has done well with that. Booker
Yeah.
T, like, all the people, Owen Hart, like all these
Sure.
people kind of adopted it and just made it like their own. She would be great because
She would've
she's
been
arrogant
perfect, yeah.
and she's all of these things. And so she'd be perfect to be like, I'm Queen, Tiffy time. Like it just, I think a
Yeah.
lot of it would work really, really well.
Maybe Bianca can't compete and they give it back to Tiff, but I felt like they were where
Yeah,
it was going tonight.
but they would've
I
had
don't know.
Jade
Surely
won.
surely
Oh,
lost the
yeah,
match
yeah.
though.
Jade would have won though if that would have been if they were
That's
going to
true.
do
I
it.
think
Right,
it's
you're
gonna be
right.
Nia. I think it's gonna
Nia's
be
just
Nia.
gonna beat up on Bianca.
You know what? It's
They need
probably
to
going to
stretch
be
that crown because her head's fucking huge.
It's probably going to
Whoa.
be Lyra. I don't know why. Like
It's
I'm already tired of
gonna
her.
be
They're
who?
already pushing the next Becky. I'm already tired of her now. Lyra Valkyria from NXT. So it's
Yeah, I was when she won that first match. I was like, oh, all right.
because she's fighting
We'll see.
Io next week. Unless Io, I want Io. I'm going because I don't think Nia's going to win it. I
Does
think
Io
Nia
not have a
should
belt
win, but
either
I
right
think I
now?
want Io to win.
Ah. Does
Yeah,
Io
Io
not
lost
have a?
She lost to
Okay,
She
yeah.
lost to Bailey. Yeah,
So it's Io versus Valkyria and Nia Jax versus Bianca
yeah.
Belair. That's the last four in the women.
And for the men,
I
And
it's
can't
then the
see-
last
I
four in the
can't-
men. Ooh, Gunther and Jey Uso, and then the winner of that fights Orton or
oh man, if we
Tama
get like Gunther and Tamatanga, how's that going to be?
Dude.
Oh no, we're going to get Jay and Tama, right? That's what we're going to get.
You're gonna get Uso and Tama Tonga, I think.
We're going to get Jay. Man, they're going to sacrifice Gunther for that? Like,
Actually, no. Why would?
Gunther goes back on the shelf. It's okay. You got to repackage.
Or-
you gotta, like,
I
give
don't
him
think
a
they're gonna
rest.
let Gunther lose. It'll be
I don't think so
shenanigans
either.
or something.
they're
That's
probably going to have Tama
King Gunther?
cost Jay the match.
yeah.
Is what's going to
Gunther's not gonna see the lights for the second time and fucking. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe will.
You never know.
I mean,
You
they're
know,
kinda-
when
it's kind of
people
on
lose their
paper right
title.
there,
They
Jay
fall
and
off. It's time to fall off. It's
Orton
time-
did this thing tonight. Like he actually caught the RKO out of nowhere on Carmelo Hayes.
Oh yeah.
And you know how Orton like takes his time after a big RKO, like almost disrespectfully. Like it was a good like 10 count before he like scooted and then finally went. and then it was like 1, 2, 3. But when it gets more than like 10, 15 seconds, they're like, come on, Randy. But Randy was milking that moment of just fucking, and Carmelo
he's
Hayes just had to
he's
sit
having
there.
so much fun. He is so happy just to
Dude, he
be
looks
there
so
right
good,
now.
man.
Randy,
I love Randy.
he's
got a bum knee too. It was all wrapped up tonight. So
he's dead.
Randy
must
does?
not be played.
He's
Could be
retired.
played.
No, I'm just kidding.
Who knows?
But I love Carmelo's good too, man. Like Carmelo's really good.
He is. They're putting him in all sorts of stuff backstage
believe in
already.
him.
Yeah,
Vignettes
the
with
work
LA
is
Knight.
good, but Carmelo has to take some bruises for a while and then climb up.
I feel, you know what, I kind of take, I don't know why I'm comforted by this, because I want there to be a difference between, like, Vince forced a different culture between the main roster and NXT before. It's like Vince resisted, you know,
Until he
and
made
I didn't
NXT
like
like
that
that.
because we could feel that weirdness as a wrestling fan. Like, he would purposely neuter people and on purpose, like, and hurt them. But I still like that they're, even with Triple H and Shawn, who are very connected and like very, you know, like in tune with each other, there still is, like, Carmelo was great on NXT, and main roster's big, and he seems small.
Yeah,
not
that's
size
the
wise
problem.
per se.
No, I mean, I think
But
size-wise
I'm like,
he is.
now he's got to reinvent himself. You know, like it's
right.
I love that. Not because I want him to do well. He's very talented. I like him, but I mean, like okay, man. For some reason on the NXT like roster, you can be. I don't know if the fans have more tolerance because they know it's the developmental or what, but he can get away with stuff, and a lot of people can get away with stuff. But then when you see it on the main roster, you're like, that doesn't work here. And so I like that it's not the blatant Vince would just purposely. I feel he'd purposely fuck with people like that. Triple H liked, like Cross, like all those people. Vince like the tag team because
there's a
not
difference.
Ascension.
There's a difference between losing a
AOP?
match with great work or just getting
No, the
squashed.
other
And he
ones,
would
the ones that
squash
kind of
him.
wore makeup and they got squashed by the legends.
Oh, the Ascension.
I think you had it right. The
Yeah,
Ascension.
you said
Ascension,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ascension.
Yeah,
like
I know,
he just
man.
Vince purposely fuck. It was
Man, they got
totally
fucked
done on
up.
purpose. Like
Well,
when you see that
they had
force
their-
shit, I was like, God,
they had their PED stuff going on too, right? So
They were tiny. They were tiny though, but still, it was disrespectful for.
no,
Well, Connor
I'm
wasn't
saying
too
like
tiny,
they,
but he still
well,
did look big.
they had issues with not passing the
that was
test.
later though. That was later.
No, fair enough.
But I heard some
But
legends
like,
actually say
but
that
now
they
I
were
say if you
kind of
don't
rubbing
make
people
it
the wrong
now,
way, too.
it's because your act's got to get bigger and broader, and I like that because I feel it's more honest now. Like I feel.
Yep.
And by the way,
Yeah.
didn't Corbin recently appear back on the main roster? Corbin.
That's what I was gonna say.
love
He
Corbin.
I thought he wrestled. I thought he wrestled Carmelo. No,
Was it Carmelo? Maybe it was Carmelo. Yeah, I think
King
you're
of the
right.
Ring.
And the
first
match
round, I think.
was insane, bro. Like Corbin did everything but
Oh,
his
yeah.
finisher
Right
because he doesn't let anybody kick out of his finisher. But he alluded to the finisher multiple times, and Carmelo kept reversing it. But some of the moves that Corbin was laying on to were devastating. Like the old
He's
Corbin
awesome.
was back.
He
for a
was
minute,
always
'cause I
awesome
don't know
before.
if
We
you
always
saw
liked
that.
him before.
I've
He did his
always
job.
loved
He
him, man.
fucking was awesome. And then, but now he's even better. Like
Yeah.
you know, coming back or whatever. I hope he has one more main roster run. Like in him.
I want
Yeah.
Happy Corbin all the way to the run up to Vegas WrestleMania, like he had.
It's a good callback, Craig. I know you talked about that. That would be fun.
That would be fucking funny if they do that. Oh man, they run that again.
Just hitting big slots
bro.
like right the day before WrestleMania.
Think Hogan will be there in Vegas? That'd be
So
kinda
good. I didn't watch Dynamite
Brother.
this week. Did anybody watch Dynamite?
cool. Like I said, the only thing I watched was SmackDown this week. That's literally the
I
only
saw some pieces of it. I mean, Eddie Kingston broke his leg in that New
course he
Japan in
did.
Ontario, California, so he's out of the Anarchy match in
Oh shit!
Of course
Oh,
he did.
Pod-
Darby
again.
Allen.
He's all-
thing. Gotta
like
call
he's
out of
yelled.
Domino's now. God.
Yeah, they had
How am I gonna
on the New Japan Pro Wrestling Ontario show. You had the Elite show up and they attacked Kingston, broke his leg. I mean, I think he already hurt his leg before, but they
Yeah.
use that as an excuse. So, I mean, I know we have next week too, but Double or Nothing's coming up on Memorial Day weekend. They actually, I'm proud of them because they actually have almost a full card. So at least we have stuff to look forward to and they can keep building. They have Willow against Money for the TBS championship.
God.
I'm going to cheer the shit out of Willow. I'm sorry.
Is
That'd be
it
worse.
bad that
Oh,
I kind
no.
of hope like that she just messes? I'm sorry. I know this is rude. That she
It'd be
messes
so
up and
funny,
fucks
right?
up.
If Willow retains.
I'm sorry. No, it's not even that. Just like if she botches everything, she's just terrible. Like, I mean, I know
No, Sasha's
she
great.
won't though. Like, she won't. Sasha's a good wrestler.
This will hopefully
and I
be
think,
where she
I
turns
think
heel.
that. Yeah, well, and she's
It's
already
just-
kind of turning heel. The contract signing was totally her heel. She was just talking about, I'm not joking. Money solves all our problems. Like, so I'm
It's
like,
just
okay, she's heel.
the promo work is awful.
Wow.
But
I
you
don't
talking
need
about?
the machine. Like you
And
need
Craig,
the
and
machine.
Craig,
But
you
once-
talked about it. She's
once she
actively
cuts heel
being
promos
booed
on
like
her own, she'll be
throughout
fine.
all her segments right now. It's so bad.
I think
So-
it seems like they're going to turn her heel, which is fine by me. So, and I think that's going to be a good
It needs
match
to be.
in all fairness, but it's going to be fine. Then we have Will Ospreay against Roderick Strong, which listen, I love Roderick Strong. I love Will Ospreay. It's going to be fantastic, even though it's for the AEW International Championship. Like, because this shows me that they may not want to take the title off Swerve just yet, like
Yeah.
in the summer. So if they put the international,
That
he's
I
international,
like.
Ah,
like
Yeah,
that
I'm happy
seems maybe
for
like
that.
what they're doing. That's going to be a great match. I'm
that
so
just
looking
seems
forward to
so
that match.
beneath Will right now.
It does.
But
It
you're
truly
right.
does.
And I like it on Roderick is good. The belt kind of
Yeah.
made Roderick.
Dude, Roderick's so
like he
fucking
went
funny.
he went
His
from
mustache.
the neck thing and the glasses, a silly gimmick,
And his
to like
mustache is hilarious. Like he's so good.
so
like,
funny.
But he's
But
healthy
he's
again
proven
too.
himself.
He looks great. Like he's so fucking healthy. And I can't wait for this match. It's gonna be really
Same
good.
with Kyle O'Reilly. I cheer for that dude. I want to buy a Kyle O'Reilly shirt, like just
Kyle
what he's
O'Reilly.
been through. And
They're
see
obviously
him come
killing
back.
time until Hater comes back or whatever. But Timeless Tony Storm against Serena Deeb. I like Deeb, but nobody knows who she is and nobody cares. But I do like
She's a
her.
great trainer.
Straight Edge.
She's a great trainer too.
But yeah,
Oh,
but
is she
she's
NXT
excellent.
trainer?
Yeah.
She's. I think she's supposed to be
Oh.
training the women now in AEW.
Oh,
In AEW, yeah.
AEW. Okay.
But I mean, nobody knows her character or whatever, and it's just like it's giving Tony another like opponent for no reason.
Yeah.
And people cheer Tony anyway, which is awkward because they book her as a heel. So there's issues
Mm.
there. But I mean, like, I love Tony. I love everything she does.
Sometimes that's how it works.
I think Serena's going to give her a solid match. Tony's not afraid in there to get stiff or whatever, and that's awesome. So I want the women's division to keep having stiff
They probably
matches.
will have a
need
great
it.
match.
They really need it. Yeah, like especially after the
Dude,
if
dude,
they
Thunder
open the
Rosa
pic-
and Tony Storm. Holy shit, that was great.
That was really, really good. Yeah. And then let's see. We have a singles match for the AEW title. Swerve Strickland will take on Christian Cage. I know a lot of people are shitting on it, but here's the thing. It's not going
Love
to
it.
close the show. So, like, I think they're going to have something else close the show. I think that's why a lot of people are saying that Monet and Willow are going to close the show.
Really?
That's
No,
what they're
don't do
doing.
that.
Really?
Don't
he
do
paid
that.
her. He paid her a lot of money. Yeah, I hear that that's going to happen. And
Don't
that's
do
why
that.
Tony Storm has like a so-so opponent, and like they're going to push like Monet. But if she turns heel
Man.
and she makes it worth our while,
And then-
maybe. I mean, it almost doesn't matter what closes the show. But I would want Swerve Strickland because he's world champion. He should close the show.
And then,
But I think that
man.
this is going to be like in the middle of the card, and it's going to be
I'm
a lot
with
of
you, cuz.
Gaga, and Christian's going to be awesome, and
Well,
all
it
that.
just
So I think the match will be
to
fun.
me it just kind of trashes on the women's title then because if they're gonna,
I heard
make it about the
I heard
TBS
that,
TBS
or
title.
the next match I'm going to announce, the Elite, which is taking on Team AEW. So I think there's going to be a surprise at the end, and I think that might
that'll
close the show.
close the show.
So that's
for
what a lot of
sure,
people
dude.
are closing the show.
That's
It's going to be
for
the
sure
new
close the show.
the new Elite, which is Okada, Jack Perry, and Matthew Jackson, and Nicholas Jackson against Team AEW, which is Bryan Danielson, Cash Wheeler, Dax Hardwood, and now Darby Allin, who's not fucking
see?
healthy. And like,
Nope.
I don't know why
Doing the
fuck he's
same
back.
thing. God damn it! Like
He's
WWE.
gonna fucking kill himself. Like, yeah. So yeah, this more than likely will main event the show. And then you
It's a
have
big
Adam
storyline.
Copeland against,
Which I don't think they've had an Anarchy in the arena close the show, have they yet? They've had like 4 of them.
Yeah, they haven't.
they had
I don't
one that
think
would
they've
main
had one
event it?
close to the
No.
show. No, I don't think so.
No.
So now that I think about it, I think that probably is the more believable rumor that will close the show.
It
It's going
has
to
to
be
be.
chaos. It's going to advance the storyline. You know, they're going to have some twist or whatever. So I think something big's going to happen. And then we have Adam Copeland defending the TNT title against Malachi Black. You could say what you want about
that's the
Mr.
main event
Copeland,
for sure.
but he is fucking working with everybody, and he is giving Malachi Black a platform. He asked to work with House of Black, like, because he was like, you know what, this is bullshit. They should be fucking featured. What are you doing? And so he chose.
I'm still gonna say
to do
because
the storyline.
he wants to have another Judgment Day. He
Well,
wants
I
to-
know. A lot of people online say that too. But
Oh really? I didn't know. That.
It's true because
Which- no,
they
yeah,
are. They're
well,
doing the spray and the.
a lot of people say it
kind of
online, but
turning
a lot of
little
people
bit,
are critiquing him because he asked to leave Judgment Day in WWE because they wanted that faction
Supernatural.
to be like kind of black magic,
Yeah.
goth like kind of thing, and he didn't want that. And so I was like, okay, like I mean, I don't know why he would have a reason to lie.
What did he want?
But he just wanted to tell a good story, and he wanted to have
Yeah.
a good faction
Well, that's
with
because
like
Vince was
young
running it
people
right then.
and put young people over. But Vince wanted like this. We're gonna do a lot of disappearing and all that stuff, and he's like, I don't want to do any of that. So that's what
Volcanoes.
they asked him. What do you want to do? And he's like, take me out. I'll partner with Ray. That actually prompted the Dom turning thing and all that stuff, and then they rebuilt Judgment Day. So that's like kind of like how that happened. So with
Yeah.
Alistair,
Greatest
he's like,
match in life.
because a lot of people are like, oh, Aleister Black does the whole lights out and then he's gone and all that stuff. But Edge is like, yeah, but I'm not part of that. I don't want to be part of that. Like, so
I wanna
he's
feud
doing
with
like
that.
this whole, yeah, he's doing the whole, like, he's acting like Aleister Black's kind of working on him. Aleister Black's kind of talking to him and like, you should probably join us and all that stuff. And so they're doing that thing or whatever, but it's going to be a cage match. I hope this avenges the shitty cage match that he had with Finn at WrestleMania. I mean, I know Finn
Oh,
got
is it a
cut and all
barbed
that
wire
stuff,
cage
but
match?
yeah, it's a barbed wire
It's
cage match. So
something-
they're gonna bleed. Someone's gonna die.
On TV,
but I
that
just like
match
that-
actually was good on TV. The Edge and Finn.
Yeah, yeah.
It was actually really
You know,
good.
you're right. You're right. Yeah, like watching it on the production, like the
Mhm.
actual aired version.
Mhm.
So I like it, the fact that, and I like that Black is getting a chance. Like, you know, I mean, he's so talented. I mean, there's so much there with this guy. Like, I mean, so I'm glad. I give Adam Copeland a lot of prop. He took on oh god, the guy Roderick Strong's old partner O'Reilly. Took on O'Reilly last week on Collision. That was a really good match. I love it. I love what Edge is doing in AEW so far. So we'll see.
Dave, do you love what Edge is doing, Dave? Dave,
Dave doesn't watch AEW.
Dave, are you happy with? Okay.
No.
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 And he
He's
doesn't-
it's fine. It's fine. I don't have any problem with what Copeland is doing. I think the issue that I always take with AEW is blowing the load too quick, and I would have stretched Edge and Christian into like next year. I
They
don't
can still come back to each other.
I think though.
They
yeah,
could.
I
They could. I get it, but like, I like. Why does it have to be so fast? Like right when he comes back, they're gonna have beef. Like why? Why would they have beef? Why couldn't
They're
they,
like those Instagram pages.
They
They want
see each
the-
other, shake hands
clicks
for a
in the
minute,
moment.
and then someone would pull a little too hard next week,
Gotcha,
and then it
Craig.
kind of grows, and then what's your problem? I mean, they just went right to it like you're a fucking asshole, and they had a match in a week. It was like that kind of stuff bothers me, and that's the issue that I take with AEW on a whole is that like they can tell great stories, but even when they do, they tell them too fast, or that's my
That
that's
was
my
the problem
concern
with them
AEW,
before.
and that's my concern with Copeland right now is that they went right to the meat. They didn't even get to the salad. You know, it's just I don't know. That's
I mean, I thought that one
but
was
it's
fine.
not, it's not just Copeland. It's AEW as a whole that has that problem. I think from time to time.
I don't
And-
see. I don't know. I mean, well, obviously their viewership is down, and you know there obviously is a problem,
Yeah.
right? Like they're not selling arenas out and stuff, so there is an issue. I think it's more of the. I don't know. I think they were not as popular as everything seemed in the beginning, and I think that's part of the problem. But I don't have an issue with that because they have to have a middle of the card and a lower part of the card. And when they get
That's all
any name from
fine.
WWE, the internet crowd blows it up as this big thing. And I know Tony promotes it and stuff too. But if you
Oh,
owned
it
a
is big
business,
for them.
you'd promote all your fucking new things that you bought too.
Sure.
So like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't disagree with what he does at all.
you
as
guys
far as
see the picture of my
promoting
new
them.
truck? You guys see the picture of my new truck?
I did see
I-
the picture in your truck.
Yes. I we all do it. We all do is my point. Like I got a new shiny thing. Here it is. Let me show
Well,
you. a picture.
but the thing is like I don't, if he booked every ex WWE guy as a world champion, it would be like, oh, you just book that's all you're doing. You're admitting that your stars are shit, and it's like so he doesn't do it, and then people critique him for putting Edge in the middle of the card and promoting young people, which is what you want actually. Like, so I don't
Edge is
think
fine where
that
he's at.
there's any problem. There
Yeah.
has to be a mid card. Let's put the title on Christian. Let's put the title on Edge. Let's put the title on Moxley. Let's put the title on all these people. Like, CM Punk and Moxley had the biggest momentum from the WWE. Well, Punk because he was gone for so long, and the whole reason why he left first time. But other than that, like, he wants to put people like MJF over and Omega and all those people. He
Right.
should. He fucking should. And the thing is yeah, you'll be TNA if you bring him in, and every new WWE guy you bring in, you put the fucking title on him. So they're again.
I mean, a lot of the
attendance is
WWE guys
down,
that came there.
the
did
ratings
get
are
the
down, so
title
they
too,
have
though.
work to do. But I think it's because it's more of the shiny object just wore off, and
It's
I think their audience is smaller than people think in the sense that the shitty, toxic internet wrestling crowd does affect a sway for them because there's only 800,000 people watching them every week. It's probably more than that when you factor in everything else. But I mean, like their initial ratings,
their ratings.
it's not close to WWE. It's not even close. And their social media is like 5% of what WWE does every week. So it's like I think that
I don't
they're
even know what
doing the
fan
right
base is on
thing.
the
They're
80%.
going to have to find a character that clicks, whether it's repackaging of a legend or someone like Swerve becoming the guy or MJF coming back. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but I really think that if they don't go crazy and start pushing everybody like to the world title or WWE guys are better. Like if they do that, I think
Mhm.
that's going to kill them, like in the long run. But I think
Well,
if they can,
if Osprey gets the North American title, gets that run, and that's the direction they go, and gives Swerve a chance to run with that title for a while, that's actually a step in the right direction, in my opinion. Like, Swerve should not be a transitional champion. If that did go that way, I think we'd all be very upset. So
I almost weirdly think that Swerve they never should have turned him face. I think at this point, like it's too early.
I think Joe should still have the title right now. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's talking about jumping the gun.
Swerve should have never touched.
You know what's going to sell out Wembley is belt versus belt. Is Osprey versus Swerve for both belts.
What?
Yeah, or maybe if he wants to fuccking get rid of some fucking hardware.
I think it sells out anyway. It's not the States. It sells out. It sells out anyway. They sold out with. Granted, Punk was there, but after that, what was there to sell out?
Honestly, I actually thought of a question. Like I've thought about it to myself. I'm like, I wonder what their ratings would be if they didn't have any major ex-WWE guy there at all. Like at all. Like if it was just like,
you know what? I think the same, cuz
I don't think it would. You think it would be the same? Well, maybe now it would be, but I don't think if they started,
point, they don't like draw things out or make things a big deal. I think because they downplay, he almost downplays WWE guys a little bit, like not in a bad way, like he doesn't job them out.
But you had the guys that mattered, like Bryan and Moxley and Punk at the top of the card.
Actually,
Bryan
I don't think of
the card already.
I don't think of Moxley as ex WWE anymore. I think of the Beer.
Well,
not
right now, maybe not. But when they first all came in, it was like that was the focal point, and that brought it over. Yeah. Obviously, a lot of people wanted to see it, no matter what. Because
I think we all say it. It is.
Mox has been there for like 7 years now, right?
He's been there.
Do you count Jericho in that? Like, yeah, but Jericho.
Yeah, I mean Jericho too. Yeah, Jericho's a legend at this point. Like, he probably should stop wrestling a little bit.
I don't know. Oh, did you see actually what he on Dynamite? They were chanting, "Please retire, please retire," and then he actually responded.
But you know what though? It's fucking gimmick. Like I think he's doing it again. I don't know if this.
I think he's working us.
I don't know if this iteration is going to be as good as the list Jericho or whatever, but he just fucking reinvents himself again because that's what he fucking does because he's so good. And like it's just ridiculous. And now he's leaning into the learning tree Jericho, and he goes out there and he makes dad jokes and shit and laughs at himself, and it's really funny. And I know some of the accusations and shit or whatever, like, but it's like, listen, like, I know I think he should take a break regardless because he's just on the TV too much for an older guy. But I mean, like, he's fucking being funny, and like, I'm just like, God damn it! Like, he did something last week, and I was like, you son of a bitch, are you fucking doing it again? Like, like you're just reinventing yourself because it's easy for you, and I mean that as a compliment. And it's like, God damn it!
Yeah, I would say that that's
fucking hilarious, and he's just he'll do that. He's like, I don't know what he said. He just laughed at himself. He's like, and sometimes you just, I don't remember what he said, but it was like a dad joke almost, or like an old phrase or whatever. And he laughed at himself. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Ha, 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 ha. And he just said it just like that. And like, and people were fucking booing him louder. And like, yeah, it's just so fucking funny.
And you're like and he already has him. He has him right now. He already has.
I'm like, he just knows how to get heat. He felt the internet crowd turning on him or whatever. And he's like, well, I'm going to roll into this. What else do I have to do? And I think that's what wrestling is leaning into, it's like, Rock is pissed because people are booing him.
Nobody's better at reinvention.
I'm glad you brought the Rock.
Nobody's better at reinvention than Jericho.
He needs to stop doing this.
He's like the pro at it.
When the Rock is heel, when Rock's heel and, we're supposed to boo him and he wants us to boo him, he needs to stop coming out and doing this.
Well, but I also think that he's doing it on purpose. I think he's doing it on purpose too to piss people off now. Because like before he did it, and people were all over him too. They're like, enough with that cringe shit. Like whatever, like the goosebumps, we get it. And now he just does it like because he's pissing people off. Like I give The Rock all the credit in the world he could have easily coasted on his celebrity.
Yeah,
and people would have watched no matter what because his name was attached to it. He decided to also tell good stories.
Like,
I appreciate him for that.
Yeah.
People thought when he got on the commission or the committee or whatever, he was just going to be throwing his wake around and doing whatever he wants because he's a Rock or whatever. But he jumped in there and did shit and humiliated himself and let Taker chokeslam him and like all this stuff. I was like, dude,
throw his weight around
the Rock, man. Like,
I
don't know. What can you say about the guy? Like, you can't fucking hate the Rock. It's ridiculous.
Did you hear the rumors of how we held up the Netflix movie? Is it Red Hour or whatever it was? But he would be 5 hours late to set. And he made $150 million in overruns. And like I think it was Right Rounds or someone had it out with him or whatever. But that's no bueno.
Yeah.
Well, it was the same. It was the same beef on Fast and Furious, right? He would be late all the time, and that's where him and Vin got into it. I mean, what you hear. I mean, I don't know.
No, Vin.
Yeah.
You don't see, understand The Rock.
But what you know what's interesting about that is he's probably not the only movie star that has that issue, problem, whatever. I mean,
yeah, but it's
fucking fantasy.
If you lose the crew, if the crew is sitting around for 5 hours, you've had to get up at 4 o'clock and be there, and Rock shows up 5 hours after. Like,
it burns the budget, right? You have union employees sitting on the fucking clock, and then once they pass a certain hour,
just
they
pisses off everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, sets are fucking.
Well, maybe if he stopped fucking waking up every morning, just standing there in front of his bed.
Again, we're talking.
Standing there,
it's
fucking
time. It's Fantasyland, dude. You're making a fucking fantasy viewership for someone to watch, and you're paying hundreds of millions of dollars for this shit. It's all fucking pretend bullshit. It's not.
Unless
you just like wrestling
are sitting there with a lighting rig for 5 hours and waiting, and
were you holding it the whole time? Were you doing this, or were you?
No, but they're on the
clock.
They're literally sitting there for 5 hours waiting for one. Did
those guys get paid? Did they have to wait for The Rock to get paid?
That's the problem. No. Yes, that's the problem.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do.
They got paid,
but then
anyway.
they have to get up the next day at 3 a.m. Like they get like 4 hours.
That's what I'm saying. The producers are like, you burned our money. Like the producers are putting the money up, and then
the producers are pissed. But I got paid to do nothing. I got paid to sit there for 6 hours before The Rock showed up.
No, they're still not. It's no.
All I'm saying,
they're not like thank you, Rock, for showing up.
No, they're not. I'm not saying that. But what you're talking about, dude, is like there's things that are just, people can't eat tomorrow. Like, who cares? Like, I don't know. I'm not getting too fucking weird and facetious about it, but like, yeah, The Rock is 5 hours late to the set, and the producers are pissed off, and everyone's mad because they had to hold the grip too long, right? Wow.
I don't know.
That must really suck for all.
I think you're missing the point. You're completely missing the point, Dave. It's not the point.
I don't think so.
From it. Yeah, you are,
dude.
I would like to move on.
If you ran your own business, and you were paying people to stand around for 8 hours and zero productivity was happening, you'd be like, "This has got to stop," or I'm going to go.
Well, that's what
thank you.
Yeah,
exactly. That's
you're right. People are going hungry, and there's bigger problems in the world. But
that's every day,
one dude who you're supposed to be salt of the earth guy, like Mr. Everyman, the people's champ, is fucking showing up 5 hours late, and giving a dick.
Like you all think he's an angel? That guy's fucking.
No,
he's committed more sins than any of us. Like,
he's a harsh businessman.
Have a picture
right, and he probably had an appearance. He probably got paid to do something else, and he was 5 hours
holding
late,
up,
but it was worth it.
There's a rumor he's holding up the WrestleMania documentary because he wants to approve, like he has final approval or whatever. And Brian Gurwitz was like saying that's actually not why, but blah blah blah. It was supposed to be an 11-minute documentary, and now it's an hour.
God, it sounds terrible.
Oh no, Gurwitz is his bitch. Respectfully, like
100%. That's true.
Bruce Pritchard all over again.
I don't know. Man.
Yeah, if you read Brian, I love Brian Gurwitz, and I read his book, and he's very very funny.
Good.
But
he wrote some of the like really funny Raw shit, like for a long time.
He is Rock's guy. And he has always been. That's why John Cena didn't like him, even when he was running Raw.
He's the one that told Rock to impersonate Triple H and got him in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hey, you.
And he actually said, Brian Gurwitz said this week, the reaction for Cody when he was supposed to give up his spot for Rock was supposed to be more like, yeah, go get him. Like, let's do it as a team. But he's like, Cody's a guy who wears his emotions and his heart on his sleeve. And that shot of him walking backwards when he looked like all hangdog and like,
that was on purpose.
It's like even he said what he was supposed to say, but like he said that was the beginning. It didn't go to plan. It was because like Cody didn't sell it like, I'm giving this spot to you. Let's go, fucking Rock. Cody could not like hide how pissed he was and upset he was giving up his spot. So that was like a quote from Gurwitz this week. So which makes total sense because they totally had to backtrack and they made no explanation
of why. The Rock knew it, and The Rock said, "Okay, cool. Like I'll do whatever," and he humbled himself.
So
and it became the greatest fucking angle of the year. Like
one backwards look. Gurwitz has fucked up the whole storyline. Like whatever.
I feel like it was.
I mean, Jess,
I feel like it was.
You felt it was what? Cuz bad from the beginning.
I think it was planned to go exactly the way it went because I think Rock knows. I mean, Rock's pretty self-aware, other than time, I guess. Rock is self-aware that he knows that if I get put into another main event, like they booed me the last time I fought Cena and when I beat Punk for the title, they're going to boo me because it's supposed to be Cody. Like, how do you not? You cannot not see that coming from a mile away. That if you want to go with this legitimately,
I just like your theory of like when he wakes up in the morning, he does the goosebump thing, and then he gets out of the shower, and he does the goosebump thing, like just by himself. Like it's like his first, like he cooks his chef makes him a beautiful breakfast. He takes his bite. He's all like,
even when he goes in the gas station, he'll go in the gas station.
But but that's why he's late all the time, because if until he feels it, like he just stays there. So if he doesn't like the breakfast or the bacon, like
he starts going over
if he doesn't get goosebumps,
like, that gives me goosebumps.
I thought you were gonna say the goosebumps take up like 12 hours of his day because he's too
pretty
busy
much
doing this.
He's waiting.
If he cut that out, he'd be on time, Craig. That's what I thought you were gonna say.
He's like,
he can't move on.
Like, I'm not feeling it.
He can't move on until he feels the goosebumps.
I've been on the toilet for 4 hours. Like I'm not.
He's at a red light, and then the light turns green. He's like,
not feeling it.
He just drives like forward.
Not feeling it.
Funny. I'm telling you, that's why he's late.
Terramana, not enough mana.
First take, Terramana. Yeah. All about drive, all about power, staying hungry. Oh God, I hate that song. But yeah. Hey, you know what? I'm looking forward to whatever the Bloodline's gonna do. I think they've made everything really more interesting. It's a lot more interesting than, I know we had that lull period before Roman and Cody, but it seems like they're doing a good job keeping the Bloodline interesting, especially if The Rock might be the real tribal chief that Solo is talking to. That makes it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good TV.
Oh yeah,
it's rewatchable. Like if you go back and watch a pay-per-view from a year ago, you're gonna be like, oh, the Bloodline was going on then, like, and you can see the connection like coming through everything. Like I think that's really awesome. Like the rewatchability now of the product is going to get better and better because you could go back a year and be like, oh, I still know those people, or I know that storyline. Like,
yeah,
that's why I feel like the Rock and Cody thing was planned from the start. I think they're pretty self-aware to know if we put Rock in there to come save the day, everyone's going to boo him. It's just going to happen. You're not going to.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you.
That's how I feel like they were doing. I think Triple H is smarter than Vince, and he's more
plan pivot. This is more plan pivot, man.
Yeah.
When Roman comes back, that pop is going to be fucking huge. Like when
oh my God, dude. Yep, especially if it's
2026 when he comes back.
2026.
That'd be funny.
Oh,
all right.
Well,
Craig, where are you gonna? Where we're gonna see you?
Where will we see them?
Hey, we'll see you at the matches.
That was good. Got goosebumps.